Hello everyone, I'm Chandan from Mercedes-Benz India. In this session, I would like to introduce to you VRU Pose SSD, multi-person pose estimation for automated driving. This work was done in collaboration with Mercedes-Benz India, Mercedes-Benz Germany, Robert Bosch Germany, Indian Institute of Science India, Hexagon AI India. We are working in the domain of automated driving. In the recent years, rapid advancements in automated driving has led to the first commercial vehicle reaching the market. However, safety is always of top priority, not only of the occupants of the car, also the pedestrian and the riders, often referred to as vulnerable road users, VRUs. To develop a robust safety system for the VRU, we need a better understanding of their behavior. For this, we use the information from the camera sensor. The first step towards understanding the VRU behavior is detection of the VRU and then extend it to analyze different VRU behaviors like pose, intention, and gesture. Prediction of the VRU behavior is a complex task due to their diversity in appearance and uncertainty of the VRU. In order to tackle the complex implicit, explicit, defined, and the fuzzy gesture, and also intention, we believe that the intermediate appearance invariant features is necessary. As shown in the slides in the bottom right figure, we plan to use the pose estimation as an intermediate feature to predict the gesture and intention. This motivates us to develop a robust VRU pose estimation for gesture and intention prediction. Also, the current state of the art models mostly use deeper and wider networks, which are neither deployable nor memory efficient. Hence, it is important to have a real time and memory efficient model that would benefit the AD systems. We did an extensive literature survey, and major areas of focus were the detection, pose estimation, and runtime optimization. In detection, we have majorly two types of detectors, the single stage and the two stage. We adopted the single stage detector because of their because they are more suitable for the real time application. In pose estimation, majorly there are two types of approaches. The first one is the bottom up approach. In this method, the skeleton points of the VRU are first predicted, and in the second step, they're associated to the respective VRUs. In the top-down approach, the first step, the VRU is detected, and in the second step, for the detected VRU, the skeleton points are predicted. We chose the top-down approach as it is more suitable for high-resolution input images. Coming to runtime optimization, majorly the runtime optimization can be is done in two variations. The first one is fixed point conversion, where you convert a pre-trained floating point model into a fixed point model. The second approach is where it's called as fixed point training, where you train a deep neural network with a fixed point constraint. We chose the first method as it did not involve any retraining. Our contribution our contribution are threefolds. We present a modular and an extensible multitask architecture for VRU detection and pose estimation, optimized for the AD use case. Secondly, we follow a systematic experimentation methodology and optimization techniques to achieve a real-time and a memory efficient models. Also, we introduce a joint evaluation scheme for detection and pose estimation based on the log average miss rate, which accounts for various AD specific attributes. In this slide, we are presenting the architecture of VRU multitask as shown here. It is inspired by the Mask RCNN architecture, and we modified the same to fit our requirements. Uh, we replaced the detector part of the mask RCNN using a single shot detector, where we replaced the region proposal network and the detector head with a single shot detector, and also we perform the NMS prior to the prior to POSET, so that it eliminates the need of doing pose estimation for large number of detections. We use GoogleNet, that is also called as the Inception V1, as the feature extractor for different downstream tasks of the VRU. We have extended our core network by adding two extra inception layer, the 6A and 6B, to increase the receptive field, which helped in detecting the pedestrian who are very near to the ego vehicle. During training, we have three different losses. That is the box and class loss of the SSD and the key point loss of the pose head. The input to the pose head are the cropped ground truth boxes from Inception 3B, 5B, and 6B layers. This is during training. During inference, the input of the pose head is given from the NMS boxes from the SSD. Now, I will present the methodology we followed to achieve a final real time model. We first establish a baseline by using the similar settings from the Mascar CNN paper, and then we perform the ablation experiments to determine the best hyperparameters by dividing it into many categories as shown in the figure. For example, in ROI extraction strategy, we explore cropping the ROI layer from different inception layers, like 3B, 4E, 5E, and 6B, and determine which gets the best results. Similarly, for POSET, we experiment with number of channels and number of layers, and for loss weighing in the POSET, we experiment with different weightage, and for feature pyramid network, we experiment with different feature pyramid networks in the core network, and also we vary the core network capacity to see what impact it has on the accuracy. Once we are done with the evaluation experiments, we will move on to the sequential experiments. In the sequential experiments, we take the best chosen hyperparameters from the previous step, that is the ablation experiments, and we try to come up with a best model which has better accuracy than the baseline experiment and has a much better runtime. Uh, then at the end of sequential experiments, we achieve a model that has the best accuracy and has a significantly better runtime. The next step is the optimization, where we take this best model and try to optimize it using TensorRT. In TensorRT, we perform many operations like layer and operation fusion, deletion of redundant layers, quantization from float point to int8, then target hardware specific auto tuning, and all this results in the final model running at 19.4 milliseconds, approximate that translates to close to 50 fps on an NVIDIA 1070 GPU. Coming to the evaluation metrics, we use LAMR, the log average miss rate, as our KPI. LAMR is calculated using plot of miss rate versus FPPI in a log scale. FPPI is calculated between 9 intervals equally spaced in log scale. For both detection and skeleton, the LAMR is the metric we use. For skeleton estimation, we introduce a two-step approach to compute lamar. The performance of skeleton head is calculated only on the matched ground truth boxes at IOU zero point 0.5, and we use OKS at zero point 0.5 for the pose estimation head to compute the miss rate for skeleton lamar. Then, as you can see in the table, we divide the VRU based on height and occlusion into reasonable, occluded, and small, as shown in the table. We give the highest weightage to the reasonable VRU category, as they are in the vicinity of the ego vehicle and are of most importance. At the end, we compute a single number by averaging the lamar of both pedestrian and riders. Here is a snippet of a qualitative results on the TDUP sequence. As you can see, the algorithm performs well in crowded urban scenarios as well. Let's have a look at the quantitative results. So as you can see in the slide, the top we have explained the settings used in the Mascar CNN table, that is the baseline settings. Then coming to the results, as you can see the graph, this graph is the plot of speed versus accuracy, where the x-axis is the timing in milliseconds and y-axis is the accuracy of average lamar at zero point 0.5. As I explained in the previous slide, that uh, the procedure in the sequential experiments, where we start off with the baseline, that is a red circle, and we continue with the experiments until we reach the best model, that is the green circle, where as you can see it has a much better runtime and much better accuracy than the baseline, as lamar the lower the metric. But we don't stop at this point, as we continue with the pruning experiments to see what is the maximum runtime we can achieve with loss of accuracy. And the six circles you see on the left, from the left top corner, are the prune experiments. The advantage of this graph is it facilitates us to choose a working point depending on the preferred accuracy or preferred runtime. The timings shown in this graph are optimized to int 8. Then coming to the next graph on the right side, this shows the comparison between our model and the mass Gaussian model. As you can see, even though the accuracies are comparable, the runtime of our model is significantly faster compared to the mass Gaussian model. We analyze the efficacy of a post estimation model using Coco Analyze tool. We mainly focus on localization error types. As you can see from the graph, the model performs well in localizing joint points such as nose, eyes, and ears. But however, the joint points below the waist are often confused with inversion and swap errors. This is due to the lesser visual cues in the dataset and the viewpoints. Then on the right side, we have an example from each of the types of the error. As you can see, the first image from the top, that is the jitter, where there is a little error in the localization of the joint points, and the miss is where it completely misses localizing the joint point. The inversion is the swap of the left and right of the same instance, and swap error is where the algorithm confuses with the left and right of two different instances. To summarize, we introduced a fast and efficient approach to VRU pose estimation for real-time AD applications. We also introduced the Lamar-based weighted evaluation metrics suited and taking into consideration the AD parameters. Then we achieved a state-of-the-art accuracy with a fast runtime of 19.41 milliseconds per image, translating to 52 FPS on an NVIDIA 1070 GPU with an input image of size 1920 cross 1024. We are with this results of pose estimation, we are really excited to move forward and extend our future work. But before that, we are also planning to fix some of the errors in the failure cases in our pose estimation as well. So the improvements in the pose estimations, what we plan to do are using active learning to improve the detections, then use temporal predictions, then part association methodology for the occluded cases. Then we move on to the VRU behavioral aspects, such as VRU tracking, VRU intention, and VRU prediction. We have again categorized into predominantly three categories here. As you can see, the first category is the post tracking, where we want to integrate it in, using the temporal information. We want to make it more robust by adding motion cues to the skeleton representation. Then the second category is the application of the VRU intention prediction, where we want to estimate different attributes of the VRU, such as head and body estimation, estimating the gait cycle, estimating the direct intention. The estimation of direct intention means something like when a pedestrian, what is the intention of the pedestrian? Uh, is he crossing the road? Is he about to cross the road, or is he waiting? And things like that. The next category is the application to VRU gesture recognition, where we want to estimate the robust cyclist arm signals to infer things like whether the cyclist is about to take the left turn or what is he signaling, and then also try to estimate the special VRU gestures such as the police traffic gestures during an emergency situation. We are really excited to move forward with our work and present the results soon. This brings us to the end of the presentation. For firstly, I would like to thank all my colleagues for this for the good collaboration, without which this publication wouldn't be possible. Also, we believe that the AD is the future of transportation. We believe that our work will motivate researchers and developers to build a safer mobility. We are convinced that the reported performance enables reliable estimation of the important contextual cues like intention or explicit gesture, making the future AD system a better react to their environment. Thank you for your time.